Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome to one of my favorite places to visit, Mr. B Clothing, down here at 1995 Northwest 86th Street in Clive. My name is Chris Williams, joined by the great Tim Sitzman, as we're going to talk basketball today. The CBE Classic, the Hall of Fame Classic, begins tonight, Iowa State and Alabama. But Tim, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing really good, and it's good to be with you. It's been a couple of weeks since we've done a podcast, and you know, we've kind of went from that oblong ball to the round ball, and we're starting to visit about some sports that I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this season. A legitimate top 10, maybe top 5 team with the Cyclones, and it's going to be fun. The depth is amazing, kind of like the depth of our inventory, Chris.
Yeah,
that was a segue into what we're trying to do here. But the depth of our inventory is immense, and it's holiday time. We're decorated. I know you noticed as you came into the store today that our visual merchandiser worked very hard at our store. We feel it's a beautiful place to come and shop. You can park at the door. We'll take the packages to your car. We'll wrap them for you. We'll make you feel like this is a fun place to shop. We'll elevate you in your shopping experience here at Mr. B's. And as fanatics elevate the sports fan of America into loving their team, we elevate you as a client at Mr. B, and we welcome you in.
Well, what I like about it is, you know, it gets kind of crowded everywhere. It gets crowded around here. And you know, you come into Mr. B and it's busy, it's hopping, but you've always got personalized service here. Always. That's what I like. And you don't have to fight traffic in a parking lot. It's just a great location. Really good setup.
It's a really nice place to shop. We have 5. We have Andy, we have Ben, we have Mac, we have Mike, we have John, we have Darren, Tim. We have a large staff here to help you out. We wrap your gifts for you free of charge and do a lot of nice things that we feel that a customer of our status deserves to have. It's a nice service, and we feel we do it as well as we can, and hope to do it better than you expect.
Well, Iowa State fans deserve a great basketball team.
They sure do.
I think they have one this year. Tonight they see the Alabama Crimson Tide. No, that's not the Alabama football team though. You know, 2 games. I think Maryland's a little tricky. I think if they get Maryland in the second game, Iowa State will still be probably close to a double-digit favorite in that game. But, you know, we were talking before we hit the record button, though. It's fun to have your team playing in these type of tournaments. Last week, Iowa, you know, the Hawkeyes got to go out to Madison Square Garden.
Right.
It just, to me, it's way more fun to be in a position where the Iowa teams are going out and playing. Northern Iowa last week in the tip-off marathon, they're on at 8:30 in the morning.
Right.
I like seeing the Iowa teams out in these bigger tournaments. Good experience for everybody.
Well, and I think teams need that experience, and this is a good challenge for Iowa State. And I know they should be, as we've talked, they should be favored in any game out of the 4 teams that are there, 3 other teams other than the Cyclones that are there. But on the road, early in the season, this is what a coach is looking for. Who's going to step up in the lineup? Who's going to give their all? And I think the depth of Iowa State is going to hang in there for any of those teams that they're going to play. That they have quite a great depth, and a legitimate team to be a national recognized team.
No, absolutely. And you know, these teams that Iowa State's playing tonight and tomorrow, they're not top 25 type teams. But Tim, they're still high major programs where I feel like you've got some pretty good coaches too that you're going up against. I think Mark Turgeon, you know, he's kind of coaching for his job at Maryland, but he's a well-respected guy.
Right.
Anthony Grant at Alabama, the same. And Herb Sendak at Arizona State's a guy who's been in the business for, well, forever. So I feel like the fact that it's on a neutral floor, Iowa State's got more talent than all of these teams, but the fact that it's on a neutral floor, I just think it's a good test for the program early on. Not too difficult, but it's not horrible for your resume either.
You know, as you look at a basketball season and a football season, it's pretty legitimate for the top 5 teams to maybe have 1 or 2 losses, maybe no losses. But in a top basketball program, you could have 12 losses and win the national championship. So you realize that there's going to be tests out there on the road, even at your home court. There's going to be tests because people like to beat. They are challenged by a better team. So that can happen along the way. But what a coach is looking for is improvement in their team as they go along this early season, the front part of the season. When we get into conference play, then it all starts to come together, and that's what it's all about.
Yep.
And I know Coach Herbert's going to look at that bench and everybody who plays and say, who's given 100%? How can I mesh this team into legitimate national championship caliber team.
Well, intriguing storylines tonight. You know, Matt Thomas and Abdul Nader both seeing the court for the Cyclones for the first time this season. I think that Thomas's spot is pretty secure. I think Abdul Nader is a guy who's really, before Jameel McKay is able to play on December 20th against the Drake Bulldogs, I think Nader's a guy who's got something to prove. I think Matt Thomas has proven he can play at this level. I don't know if he's proven that he's a legit starter for a top 15 at this level, but he can absolutely give you minutes. So Nader, I think, is just an interesting cat going into this evening. A really intriguing tournament because of that.
Yeah, and I think that's examination coaches Hoiberg's going to go through is who's his next guy in that 6, 7, 8, 9 spot that you're going to need as you go through the season, and when you get into real heavy conference play and tournament play, you have to have that depth to win national championships and conference championships. We
already talked about the depth of your staff here.
Yes.
Are we moving into the holiday season now? What's Friday like for you guys, hours-wise?
We don't change our hours here at Mr. B. We're the same hours year-round, but Friday we're here till 6, but during the week we're open till 7, except for Friday. Saturday we're open 9 to 5, and Sunday noon to 4, right on through the holiday season. What's unique about this Christmas season, Chris, is that we only have 3 Saturdays in December. So this Saturday in November, the last Saturday,
got to ramp it up, man.
It's going to ramp it up. It's going to feel like December. So I feel like there's going to be an earlier shopper. So you fans out there and people who would like to visit our store, come in early. Get the best selection. We have our stores packed right now with beautiful merchandise, and the earlier you get in here, the easier it is to find your size and the item that you want.
He's Tim Sitzman. Come on in. It looks great. Get you a little bit in the holiday spirit.
Good luck tonight for the Clones and through the tournament, and Fanatics, stay a good fan. Follow them all the way through.
We will be, I'm actually heading to Kansas City right when we get done.
Yeah, that'll be fun, and I'm glad you're going down there. It's going to be fun to watch, and be a good fan and recognize these are young men trying to do their best for us.
Keep an eye, CycloneFanatic.com for complete coverage of tonight and tomorrow night's games. Stop on in here to 1995 Northwest 86th Street in Clive, Iowa, and tell Tim Sitzman hello. Buy yourself a nice suit, jacket, tie. Get Dad something real nice for the holidays.
Let's put something in the box for Dad and Mom or whoever. Mom's not here anymore. We only have men's, but we can buy something for Dad.
There you go.
Absolutely.
That's what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a very happy Thanksgiving later on this week.
Happy Thanksgiving.